What's up, YouTube family? Are you feeling discouraged on YouTube? Let's talk about it. Let's get into it on this video, because what I don't want is for anyone to start with the root of discouragement. I feel like a lot of us are discouraged first because of growth. We are seeing other people grow at a faster pace than we are, but that doesn't mean our content isn't where it needs to be. It just means we got to work a little harder. YouTube is hard. It's really hard, but the outcome, like the end result, is definitely worth it. And I'm going to share my tips and tricks with you all so that we can all glow up and claim 2025 as our year. Y'all hate when you upload a video, and because I've been there. Like, you upload a video and then you go back to check it and it's sitting on 2 views, right? Or 3 views. And it makes you feel discouraged because you see, other content creators that's out here that uploads their videos and they're at 1,000 views within 20 minutes. So you're like, what am I doing wrong? And I feel like that's why honestly, I feel like a lot of people are scared to come to this app. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people are scared to come to this app because it's so different than, your typical apps, such as, the Instas and the TikToks and all that. And with this TikTok ban happening, there's a lot of people merging over to YouTube, and they're just not used to YouTube's algorithm and how things work over here. So there's a lot of discouragement going around as well. When it comes to TikTok, it's easier to grow over there, but the end result is not, they don't pay enough. I'm not going to gatekeep, and I'm not going to sugarcoat. They don't pay enough. YouTube is where the money is at, and that's why it's harder, right? Have you ever heard people from back in the day, they say, if you work for something and it's hard, it's worth it, but if it comes to you easy, it's not. And that literally, I thought back on that when I started YouTube. I was like, you know what? Because I did take a break. I took a break off of YouTube and went to TikTok, got monetized, started my brand, did, all this good stuff. And yes, still earning revenue, created a brand for myself over there. And I understand it is different coming back here, because you have to put in a lot of work, right? I think a lot of us, we tend to like the easier route, but the easier route it's not going to get you anywhere. And I had to really, sit back and focus on that. And then I think another part is more so comparison. Like I just mentioned before, how other content creators, they'll upload a video and then within, a couple minutes, they're at 1,000 views, versus us putting our soul and time into editing a video and actually going through, the steps and adding the descriptions and making sure we're like overly doing it, and we're not getting any views. And when they say influencer, don't get me wrong, I have a couple influencers that I love watching their vlogs and their videos on YouTube. That's what it's supposed to be about, right? You want to, get insight from them. You want to grow, but you don't want to compare yourself, because like I said before in my previous video, we don't know how long these people has been, content creators. We don't know how long they've been in the game and what they had to go through to get there. So comparing ourselves is something we should have been taught, like, in pre-K. You never compare yourself to anyone. But I will say that, because I'm being honest, I have been there. I have compared myself, and I'm like, dang, no shade, but I'm like, dang, I know my content is better than da 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 da. What is going on, right? Like, that's just being honest. And I know y'all feel that way. It's just, at one point I felt like it was like the luck of the draw. I'm like, dang, are they just lucky? Kind of like the lottery. Like, everybody don't hit the lottery, but the people that do, I'm like, dang, really? Like, I just rode by that store yesterday. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's difficult, and I hope it's resonating with y'all when it's coming from someone that's being genuine, that's sharing their story and the things that I went through, building my community and all this good stuff. Y'all, I work so hard to gather my Mackies and really build a community, and really do it organically, because you can buy and do all this other stuff with your audience, but they're not going to stick around, right? You want to have that organic audience. So when you comment, my Mackies, they know my kids' names, they know my husband's name. It's different things that you want to get, because when you do blow up, and I'm speaking into existence because we are going to blow up, but when you do blow up, it's gonna come a time where you're like, okay, I'm promoting these products, right? Like I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but I'm not getting sales. The reason you're not getting sales is because your audience is not organic. You didn't get them organically, right? You're just getting random people subscribing, watching a couple seconds of your videos, but they're doing you a disservice, right? You're gonna want an audience that can relate to you. Because if I'm doing a get ready with me and my audience don't know the first thing about makeup, I'm not going to make a sale. It's no point of putting that in because they're going to skip through that part of the vlog. It's so many things you got to think about when you get ready to upload your YouTube video or even start your YouTube channel. It's so many things that I sat down and I thought about. And then another thing, 3, I want to mention burnout. A lot of us get burnt out. In 2025, we are, listen, let's be real, y'all. We are literally stretched from here to there. Inflation is real. You have all these things going on in the world. You have the wildfires and, blizzards and, you're working and you have your kids and you're in school and it's so many different things that we're doing. And even though, you're passionate about being a content creator and that's your passion, and eventually you want to get to the point where you can kind of stop your 9-to-5 job, the burnout can be real. The burnout can definitely be real when it comes to uploading and trying to stay consistent. You hear all these content creators, including myself, saying, you have to be consistent. Like when I mentor on TikTok and I have my one-on-ones, like I'm telling them, the algorithm wants you to be consistent. Like they want you to put things out, but sometimes we just can't get it out. And I've been there. I mean, we're human. It's not gonna happen like with the snap of a finger, and we just really got to kind of understand that, because like I said, we're not the only ones. Like the content creators that we admire, they've gone through the same thing and they're where they are. So I say this to say, it's no point of being discouraged. You can't help, we're human, right? You can't help when you're discouraged and you're feeling like you're doing your all, but there's things that we can alter. There's tips that we can, kind of indulge in and try to find our way, our niche, and we're going to reach someone. Somebody's going to look at our content. Somebody's going to appreciate us small content creators. Focus on progress and not perfection. And I'm going to say that to say this. Every video that we typically put out, it's a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone because you get to learn. You get to learn what your audience love, and you get to learn what they don't like. If your views is low on a certain video, that's what you should not be posting, right? Because your audience is going to be the ones that's going to basically tell you. They don't even have to say it in the comments. Just the views and, the watch hours is going to tell you how well, your video's performing and, what you need to alter, right? Because I feel like we all think everything has to be perfect, and you want your thumbnails to be spot on because like I said, your thumbnails are your first impression, right? You want people to click on your your video. You want people to do all the things, but I feel like we get in a headspace where we're like overdoing it. And I mentioned this at the beginning of the video. I do, and I feel like I've been there. Like when I upload my video, I try my best to make sure I am getting every point, hitting everything that I can, making sure my quality is clear, making sure my audio is right. I do all the things, and it's a lot, y'all. We got to learn how to detach from these numbers. Like these numbers is what's killing us on YouTube. Like looking at our views, and don't say y'all don't do it, because I know y'all do it. I do it. When we upload and we go back, we know that we're going back to see how many views we got, how many people viewed it, hoping that number's going to say 30,000, right? But we all do it, and that's something we got to stop doing. We definitely got to stop putting ourselves into a bucket like that. I got to the point now where when I upload, I don't respond to comments or like check my views or anything until the next day. That was a habit that I had to break. You have to find out what works for you, and that worked for me. I'm not going to be checking my phone 5 to 10 times a day, going crazy, anxiety up, OCD is coming out. I'm not going to do that. You have to find a balance. So that helped me You know, just holding off, waiting until the next day, looking at the views, engaging with my audience, and doing all the things in the comments. But it didn't get the best of me. 2025, I said nothing is getting the best of me, and I meant that. It's not getting the best of me. And sometimes it's a good thing to visualize your success. Sometimes it's okay to visualize you getting a 1,000 subscribers, right? Sometimes my kids are doing the most, y'all. I'm trying to record and they're doing the most. But sometimes it's okay for you to visualize your success, because you have to manifest things, right? I've never been big on manifestation. But I have started doing that, and I do manifest on a lot of things. I mean, sometimes we just got to say it's ours and claim it, right? You got to say it, you got to claim it, and you got a lot of things that, and this is coming from, you know, experience of coaching people. A lot of things people do that is like a make or break is not knowing their niche. Like knowing they want to be a content creator, but not knowing what specific niche they want to be in. And it's hard. People don't think it's hard. It's hard to really sit down and think about what you're good at. I mean, we're good at all different things, right? We have talent in all different, you know, ways, shapes, forms, and sizes. But when it comes to creating content and being in front of a camera and having people critique you and having people, you know, really try to get them to resonate with you, it makes a huge difference by having a niche. Your niche is going to be something that you are passionate about, something that you can wake up every morning and say, you know what, I'm pulling my camera out, I'm going to record, and it doesn't feel like your typical 9 to 5. Like with me, I started out with vlogs, lifestyle vlogs, day in the lives, right? And when you do your title and pick out your niche and really get deep into it, I really want to think about it, because there are a lot of people that have vlogs, there are a lot of people that have day in the life content, but you want to make sure your title is standing out. So if you're going to do, say, a lifestyle vlog, I would put lifestyle vlog at the beginning, you know, put like a little parenthesis or something and say, you know, a day in a busy mom's life, something that's going to make you stand out. And I think a lot of people, you know, miss that step when it comes to the biggest thing is hooking your audience. A lot of people struggle when it comes to hooking their audience because they don't know what their niche is, or they're not, you know, familiarized with their niche, right? When you hook your audience, you want to, like, say, example for TikTok, I'm just going to use this as an example. I help people grow their account. So my first thing is, are you struggling with growing your account? Or with any type of thing that's going to hook them in and make them click on it is what we need to be working on. You have two different things. I mentioned this in my other video. You have something called a visual hook, and you have a verbal hook. A verbal hook is what I just introduced to y'all. A visual hook is this. I am holding something and it's, you see it, it's visual. It's a visual. Look at me butchering this video, but it's a visual. So you want to make sure you have a visual hook and a verbal hook. And I didn't have a visual hook when I first started this video, but I have one now. You want to make sure you're doing that though. Your title, your thumbnail, your visual hooks, your verbal hooks, all of those things has to be locked in. And a lot of content creators do not tell you this. A lot of people gatekeep. Let's just be real. A lot of people gatekeep. Being honest. And it's not okay. We're all striving to get the same, you know, to get to that goal. You're all striving to get monetized. Like, it's enough money in the world for everyone. So if I find out tips and tricks that's helped me, I'm definitely going to tell my audience. I'm definitely going to connect with people. Y'all, this basically was like a rant with tips and tricks included. I just needed to talk to my people. I know I'm not the only one feeling discouraged. I know I'm not the only one feeling like I'm putting in 140 hours and only getting 4 views. So I just wanted to chat. Comment below. Small YouTubers gather here, as I always say. Y'all comment below. Let me know if y'all feeling the same way, because like I said, we're in this together.